This is Andi Purewal for Boxing News. I'm joined by Jack Opetaia here in Saudi Arabia. Jack, familiar settings for yourself now. How are you feeling ahead of Saturday night?
Good, man. It's been a tough camp. Feel like we're going in with a full bank, so it's exciting.
Obviously, we caught up at the press conference a couple of weeks ago, and you finished the rest of your camp off in London. How did you find the last chapter of camp in London?
It was a tough week, man. It was, we really had to sort of dig deep. It was challenging physically and mentally, but it was good. We got comfortable being uncomfortable, and now we're here, and I feel a lot better.
With this fight with Jack Massey, you go into it as a big favourite, Joy. I have to ask you now, obviously you've had the Breedy's fight aside, the likes of the Jordan Thompsons, the Ellis Zurdos. How do you find staying motivated for people like Jack Massey? Not to his discredit, but we all know it's not necessarily the name you want.
Oh man, I'm motivated. We got a job to do. I know this is a hard fight, and it's a dangerous fight. They got nothing to lose, everything to gain. I've got everything to lose, so we can't afford that. We got to stay on our game. We've prepared well. We've trained very hard, and we've trained for 12 rounds of war.
Is it 12 rounds of war you expect to see out though, or do you think it might end a little bit earlier?
I'm expecting 12 hard rounds out of Jack Massey, man. He's a tough opponent. I feel like he's going to be walking onto a lot of shots, but let's see how tough he is. Do you
think that's something which kind of plays into your hand? You mentioned Jack. He's a tough, durable man, but he will continue to come forwards, and he may well walk onto one of those shots, as you mentioned. Do you think it plays into your hands, his style?
I'm not sure. We just got to adapt in the ring. I feel like I've ticked every box in training, and I'm fit and strong enough to adapt to do what I need to do in the ring. I know he's not an easy fight. He's a dangerous fight, so let's do it.
You are going in, as I'm sure you're aware, as a big favourite, Joe. With that in mind, is it more of a statement you do want to make, though?
Not at all. And I don't even get into the favourites and shit like that. You know what I mean? I just think everyone's in there trying to fight. I'm looking at him as an equal fighter. I don't think I'm above him in any way, so, and that's what I've prepared for. I've prepared for someone like me, so.
You're a vicious fighter when you step between the ropes, Joy. When does that switch turn on almost in fight week? When do you turn into the, I want to take your head off, Joy?
Man, we're getting close, it's, that fight's not far away now. I feel dangerous, I feel good, I feel sharp. So, as soon as we walk into that fight night, we'll be ready.
Certainly over these last couple of years, Joy, your name's just gone from strength to strength. You've had a very good run of active victories. The Breedy's rematch, running that back and winning again. How do you feel in yourself now? How do you feel as what many people see as the #1 cruiserweight in the division?
Man, it's an honour. I'm proud to be here, and I'm proud to be up the top with world-class athletes, and be on these world-class level of boxing. This card that I'm a part of is huge. So to be able to have my last name a part of it is a massive achievement that I'm very proud of. So I'm happy to be here, but at the same time, I deserve to be here. I've done the hard work, and I've taken the long route to get here. We're 25-0 now, so we're pumped.
Do you have somewhat, you mentioned you're happy to be on a historic card, do you have somewhat one eye on that main event? Because I know you've been a big fan of Dimitri Bivol in the past. Turki Al-Sheikh's mentioned you two potentially crossing paths. One eye on that?
And I am fully focused on my own fight. Obviously I'm excited to watch the fight, but my fight must come first. I need to take care of business, otherwise nothing else matters.
I saw an interesting talking point from a past interview or recent interview that you've done as well, Joy, where you mentioned you could be the heir to Oleksandr Usyk. Obviously Usyk, former undisputed cruiserweight champion, moved up to heavyweight, taken over that division as well. Do you see yourself setting out in a similar path to add to it all, also a southpaw?
Definitely, man. There's plenty of cruiserweights. It's not just Oleksandr Usyk that's followed that path. There's a heap of cruiserweights that have moved up to heavy and held their own and been on those sort of paths to greatness. So I definitely see myself heading down that direction. But like I said, without winning these fights, all that's just talk.
Is it hard not to look at those fights now? Because I know I've asked you this in previous fights, but it does very much seem to be hand raised on Saturday, and those unifications are coming. Those big fight nights are there, provided Saturday goes to plan.
Man, we must win. Jesus. No, we must win. You know, the 12th is an important fight. You know, they're all important fights. They're big cards, big stages, big events. So winning is all we think about.
I just want to ask you, on one fight which you will be watching, Billam-Smith and Zurdo, just want to get your thoughts on that fight, who you think wins.
Man, it's a good fight. You know, I respect both fighters. I think they're both, you know, it's a good style matchup in a way. You know, Zurdo's a good boxer. Billam-Smith proves time and time again he deserves to be on the world stage. He's a great fighter. Man, I don't care who wins, you know what I mean? I'm focused on my own fight, and whoever wins will take them.
One more on it, I know you say you don't care who wins, but just because of the interviews, the names being mentioned, that WBO title which is currently held by Chris Billam-Smith, would you prefer a Chris Billam-Smith fight because there's been that talk of it for a while now?
I feel like the event could be bigger with Billam-Smith, you know what I mean? Even being in, you know, I've got a big following in the UK now, and obviously so does he. So I feel like it could be a fight that could be built up and be a massive card, but man, it is what it is. You know, I'm not too fussed about it. You know, they fight, whoever wins, let's get it on.
Final one from yourself, Jai. What should we expect to see on Saturday night? How does the night unfold?
We box smart, we adapt in the ring, and we get our hand raised at the end of the fight.
Jai, I appreciate your time. Good luck on Saturday, and I'll speak to you soon.
Thank you very much, I appreciate it.